I remember this. It's a picture of me playing the piano with my daughter. It's amazing looking at it now because how I was feeling that day is forever embedded in this photo. It's like it's stuck in time. Some of you may not know, but I have a personal love for music that goes back years ago. And I pursued it professionally. I used to create with just so much passion, a great love for it. And my best work was when I was in my feelings. And I'm sure other musicians, producers, composers, artists would say the same thing. If I was in a party mode, then I had inspiration to produce an up-tempo composition. But if I was down, I was inspired to produce cold, distant, and sad music, mostly on the piano, just chords full of unhappiness, right? As I think about it, through music, I found one of the most powerful places to be in is sadness. Because just like anger, if not controlled, it can either destroy you or make you better. I want you to think about this question. What would life be like without emotions? Now, there are some people who try to reject certain emotions and they live life right in the middle. But it's an invisible wall, right? So I say all of this because it's up to you to tap into and revive your customer's emotion. Today, we're going to discuss the power of emotion. I'm Tim Williams. I'm here to help your business become more than a brand. All right, before we go any further, I just want to let everyone know that's watching this, know that this series, More Than a Brand, is dedicated to helping business owners grow using video marketing. But also, I'm challenging you to see your business through my lens. What's the consequence of you repressing your emotions? What's the consequence of doing that? I'm sure you've heard of things that occur when you repress emotion, right? So it's widely known that emotion has a psychological effect on our physical health. There's papers and studies to back all of this up. In fact, we can go all the way back, all the way back to Sigmund Freud, right? He discovered links between repression of emotion and physical symptoms nearly a century ago. Repressed emotions is the act of us masking how we feel and how we react in emotional situations. Now follow where I'm going with this. I believe emotional repression is also a factor in marketing. The average customer today is emotionally stagnant, meaning they've seen it all and heard it all when it comes to watching videos that's supposed to touch them, right? Think about it. How many commercials you tune out? Mind you, top brands spend millions of dollars to impress you with all the advertising and the noise that's out here. It's just easier to disconnect. I do it, you do it, we all do it. So there's a silver lining here. And I want you to really, really focus in the opportunity here. And I'm just going to flat out say it. Your customers need therapy. Product therapy. And you can give it to them. It actually is a good opportunity here for your business to be the saving grace and revive your customer and show them how to laugh, be inspired, and yes, be sad, because that's also an emotion we need as human beings. Of course, making all of this happen is going to be a huge challenge. It ain't easy. It's not easy, but that's the price of opportunity you pay as a business owner. You got to figure it out, right? You know, I also wanted to address this before we go further. I think that video marketing sometimes get a bad name. You rarely hear how video marketing is a positive contribution to the emotional impact of people because of all the things that we see that's negative. But when I create a video and make you feel a way, that's my contribution to society. And you can't tell me any different. So it depends on how you use video marketing to affect how people see you, how people feel about you. And that goes without saying. What you do on camera, what you do in your business, people are going to remember that. And so it can be positive impacts because of it. So let's talk about emotion-based marketing based on all of that. So what is emotion-based marketing? It's the act of tapping into people's emotional side to sell products. By using triggers, we can encourage our customers to buy more. And there's papers and studies that prove that as well. It's all about a simple trigger. If you can find that one simple trigger, but you got to figure it out. How do you trigger your customer? Sometimes they don't know if they need your product. But if your marketing connects with them, they may consider it. So let's talk a few ways we can try to trigger these emotions. There's no absolutes. I can't promise you absolutes. I can promise you things that will tap into the psychology of it. And at the core of it, it starts in the video scripting stage, right? It can be controlled through writing first as a foundation. So from a scripting perspective, we can control emotional responses based on tone, the words used, and additionally, the arrangement of words on the page. And when we're talking about tone, that can be influenced by diction and rhythm. And I'll give you an example. So when we're talking about diction, it's just a formal or informal writing style that someone has. It's a personal writing style, right? And different writers have different styles. I have a style of promotional writing that I've developed over time, but my voice is never going to sound like your voice. It's not supposed to. Unless, of course, you study the way I write. Then there's rhythm, which is how sentences flow throughout the script. And the key to success is to identify these triggers and package them together in the writing stage and use them strategically in order to create an emotional response in the final video. Then we can take it even further in the art of editing. All that we've done in the writing stage, you just bring that all over, and now we enhance it with options like color, sound, background music, and camera angles if you're shooting. All of these things have a powerful effect in how we feel when we watch a video. I would say, as you start to sketch out your ideas, think about what emotion you want to convey through your video. It's all up to you. The customer is on your couch, and you make the rules in your therapy session, because essentially, to me, that is what emotional marketing is. It is a therapy session. You are tapping into someone's emotion by way of how you write and produce a video. And so when you think about these things, think about the most common emotions that you can use, and also think outside of that box. So two of the most common emotions that most companies tend to lean towards is happiness. Of course, we all are happy at points, so it's a positive emotion, and it creates a sense of friendliness about choosing your service. Then there's, an emotion that most companies, they tend to not want to venture into: fear. But I would disagree with not venturing into fear. This emotion, it can highlight dangers associated with competitors, and maybe even convince people to buy your product instead. So if done correctly, it can be helpful to your business. Look, my goal in this particular talk is not to dictate the emotion you should use with your customer. I only want you to understand what the world would be like without emotional content. Ultimately, we all need emotions. It identifies us from all other living things on the world, in the earth. And it is also a way to balance us. So what do you think the world would be like without sadness? For me, that question is completely easy to answer. We wouldn't appreciate happiness. I wish you the best on your business journey. Remember to dream big with strategy in mind. And for anyone that doesn't like what's going on in their current business, don't get mad, get creative. Y'all take it easy.